Known as the cultural capital of the Yucatan Peninsula and one of the most beautiful colonial cities in Mexico, there's no shortage of fun things to do in Merida. From grand monuments and historic buildings to colorful streets and charming cafes, you'll never run out of interesting things to see. We want to share with you what we've learned during our trip so far. We are taking you on a 4K walking tour of the city. Once you see it, you will know how amazing the city truly is. We retired early and have started to slow travel the world. When we arrive in a city, we usually start with one of the free walking tours that are readily available. One can be found here, next to the Central Plaza at this information center downtown.
We're in Merida today and we're about to go on a morning walking tour of the city. It's kind of an initial kind of view into all the sites around Centro. We're excited. It's very early in the morning for us, but we're here. And the good news is it's going to be 90 degrees Fahrenheit today in the winter. So we're going to get this going early this morning and look forward to learning a lot about Merida today.
With the information we got from the tour and from our other experiences, we've put together an itinerary map that you can use and adapt yourself. Let's start at Plaza Grande. It is naturally the focal point of the city and a popular hangout spot in the center of Merida. Merida's signature dual chairs are scattered throughout the plaza, which make it easy to sit and chat with one another. Plaza Grande is also the spot to snap a photo in front of the colorful Merida sign. Each Wednesday night here, you can watch a recreation of Poke de Toque, the ancient Mayan ball game. Walk to one side of the plaza to view Casa Montejo. It is the oldest and most beautiful house on the square, and it overlooks the park with its impressive facade. This is the former home of Francisco de Montejo, the Spanish conquistador who founded the city in 1542. There is a museum inside where visitors can tour around the opulent period furnishings, original to the Merida Mansion. Next on the plaza is the building that houses the free Museum of Contemporary Art. You'll walk through the museum's courtyard into private rooms where you'll find beautiful and unique artwork. Adjacent to the museum is the Pasaje de la Revolucion. It is a historic pedestrian-only stretch that houses sculptures from the museum. It brings an ever-changing art show to the street. Built in the 16th century, the Merida Cathedral is one of the oldest cathedrals in the Americas. Since it was established on the site of a former Mayan temple, some of the ancient stone from the temple was used to build it. The columns and arches inside the cathedral are astounding. Also on the square is the Palacio de Gobierno. Built in 1892, it houses the state of Yucatan's executive government offices.
We're in the governor's palace in Merida, and it's really beautiful. You may not think you can come in because there are many guards at the front entrance, but if you ask them to let you in, they'll let you in, and you can see this beautiful courtyard with these huge murals depicting some of the Mayan history. Really a cool place to be.
Don't miss the wonderful murals and oil paintings by local artist Fernando Castro Pacheco, housed in a magnificent hall. They portray a symbolic history of the Maya and their interaction with the Spaniards and give excellent context to any trip around the region. Next door is Pasaje Picheta, which has a beautiful interior courtyard with murals and a great space to take selfies. We start to walk away from Plaza Grande and reach this park, which sits at the intersection of Calle 60 and 59. It has existed since the city was first laid out. The 17th century Iglesia de Jesus was built by Jesuits in 1618. If you time it just right in between services, you can get inside for a peek at the ornate church. The church was built from the stones of a destroyed Maya temple that occupied the site. On the west wall facing Parque Hidalgo, look closely and you can see several stones still bearing Maya carvings. If you need a rest during your walking tour, stop into this small park that holds a statue honoring motherhood. Even if you're not actually going to have a night out at the theater, curious visitors should at least pop into Teatro José Pion Contreras during the day. It's worth it simply to have a look around the elegant century-old theater. Parque de Santa Lucia is Merida's second most popular plaza, and it is lined with great restaurants. It has the large novelty-sized You and Me chair for fun photos and free concerts on Thursday nights.
We're in this double chair called the kissing chair, the friendship chair, the courting chair that are all over Merida. We see them as a big part of the culture here. It seems they're everywhere, but they originated, as we understand, in France. And the French brought them here, and it's now a big part of the culture.
Parque de Santa Ana is a nice paved park area with plenty of seating and shade. It's quiet and peaceful and a nice place to sit and take a load off. There's a few casual eateries and several art galleries nearby. On the north side of the park is the Parroquia Santa Ana. It was completed in 1733 and was built on a Mayan pyramid base. It has a simple facade topped by an iron cross and two towers. Inside, its colorful stained glass windows give a very pleasant light effect to the interior chapels. You can't come to Merida without seeing the grand Paseo de Montejo. This wide avenue built in Merida's heyday conjures up images of Paris's Champs-Élysées. Historic mansions line the Grand Avenue, as do many quaint cafes. Every Sunday, the street is shut down to allow cyclists a chance to ride around town. Continue walking, or biking if you choose, along the boulevard until reaching the ornate Monumento a la Patria that's encircled by a busy roundabout. The intricate monument makes a good spot for a photo and a good turnaround point. It's Sunday morning when the Paseo is closed, and it only allows pedestrian traffic. We walked all the way to the northern end of it in front of this great monument here.
The Patria Monument is dedicated to Mexican history, and it's really neat to walk around and see all the different elements of it. Very cool day.
Located on the Paseo de Montejo, the Anthropology and History Museum features an extensive collection of local Mayan history and anthropology, with occasional exhibits on the sidewalk. While out exploring, you are sure to stumble across the pretty Parque de la Mejorada. Make your way to the center of the plaza to the monument of the Niños Heroes. This is the sculpture of an eagle and 6 bronze figures that represent the teenage cadets who are reported to have sacrificed their lives in the 1847 Battle of Chapultepec against invading U.S. forces. Right next to the park is the Yucatan Museum of Popular Art. This is a wonderful museum that showcases a variety of Mexican art, including but not limited to pottery and textiles. If we go back to 1690 and imagine the fear of invasion by pirates, we can understand that the project of building a wall with arches would have been important. 2 of them are on our walking route. We end our walking tour at the perfect place. Merida's City Museum is located in the renovated post office building just next to the city mercado.
We're in the City Museum right now. It's a very small museum. It's free of charge, but honestly, it's been one of my favorite museums up to this point. It really gives you a sense of Merida itself and its history and how it's developed from when it was a Mayan settlement to what it looks like now, and really detailed that history. So, loved it.
Next, we dive deeper into some of the more curious sights we glimpsed on our tour. Don't go anywhere. Watch this video to see what's next on our adventures. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to see what else is coming. Finally, check out our merchandise store, where you can create fully personalized t-shirts, greeting cards, mugs, and more, all of which help support the growth of our channel. See you in the next video.